we wanted to take some time and go through the year. We had some reflections that we wanted to talk about. We wanted to open up a little bit more with you guys. We feel like sometimes we are very serious and in teachy mode most of the times. So we wanted to let you in so you can get a glimpse into our life, what the Lord has been teaching us, and what are we looking forward to in this new year. And we hope that by hearing our stories and hearing our experiences, that not only will you know us more, but also that you will still get some glimpses of wisdom and revelation that will help you in your life too.
This has been the best year ever.
Okay, good. Thank you. Another low for me was, like you said, it's not like the wedding was the best day of our lives. It was actually one of the most stressful days of my life. And wedding planning was a low, and the wedding day, some points were kind of, I wouldn't say it's a huge low, but the whole idea of the amount of time, money, and energy that we put into planning a wedding, that it brought so much just, I don't know, it sucked to the joy out of that season, out of the engagement season, because it was stressful planning a wedding from a different continent, and we were trying to be fiscally responsible and to not spend a lot of money, but you know how weddings are. Everything was so expensive, and going through a lot of the fear and the shame and the guilt over the price tag of things. And then the actual day of the wedding, like any wedding, things went wrong. But I think it hurt when things went wrong during the wedding because it just seemed like such a letdown, which is why they always tell you just don't put all of your eggs in one basket when it comes to the wedding. And even though we knew we were looking forward to our marriage, it still hurt. And I had to walk through a lot of disappointment with the Lord afterwards, literally doing my own little emotional healing session with God, because there were people that I needed to forgive. I needed to just release that disappointment and grieve with the Lord that our wedding is not what I had always hoped for.
Yeah.
And it's sad. But at the same time, I'd rather that, but have the marriage that I always prayed for, as opposed to having the wedding day that I prayed for, but a marriage that I didn't pray for. So I'm still grateful, but
Good word,
I
Bruce.
have to be honest. It was a hard time to go through that kind of disappointment after, again, all the time and the money and resources spent. And also the first month after the honeymoon of being in Croatia, being in a new country after making such a huge life change of getting married, that was definitely hard. We did another podcast already about my time in Croatia where I go more in depth, but it was just hard adjusting to what it meant to be a wife, learning how to serve my husband in a godly way, but then also going through such an emotionally trying time of feeling like a stranger in a new land, not knowing the language, not knowing how to do basic things like turning on an oven or doing laundry. It was a really, really tough time. And it was a low that turned into a great thing, because the low is what brought me closer to God and what brought me closer to you. But all in all, it was definitely a low point, and I cried almost every other day. I think I cried every other day from wedding planning time, right? When we were planning the wedding, like that month before the wedding.
Yeah.
When we were here in Croatia, I feel like I cried every other day. And then that first month after the honeymoon, I cried every other day. It was really rough. You disagree?
Not every other day, but you did cry. You did cry.
I cried a lot. I cried a lot.
Okay, you have something else?
Those are my lows.
Those are your lows. Our lows are pretty similar, so I'm not gonna get into detail. Also, leaving GSSM and leaving that culture, that atmosphere, and we did know that it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be tough, and you kind of do prepare yourself for that, but it's still, you're out of it and it's gone. In a way,
It's over.
it's over. That sucked. Wedding planning sucked. I wanted to elope. I wanted to say to everyone, you know what,
Forget
peeps,
it.
forget it. I'm eloping. I just want to be married. I don't care about anything. I don't care about the wedding. I don't even care about the pictures one day. I don't care about anything. I just want to get this thing over with.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, because from another continent, it was just a level up.
Without a wedding planner.
Yeah.
We were the wedding planners.
Yeah, it was level up. So that's that.
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on. Let's
I don't want to talk about it.
Nope, I'm done talking about that, and I hope this is the last time on our YouTube or podcast we're talking about that.
We'll have to eventually one day when we're ready. I'd rather help someone and prepare them in case they have a similar experience.
Yeah. Hire a wedding planner or elope.
Hire a wedding planner. Do it. I
Or
don't care what it costs.
or elope. That's it. That's okay. We just gave him the advice that we don't have to talk about anymore.
Moving on.
That is the bottom line. But for me, the low was also coming back to Croatia, and then not the coming back to
Yeah,
Croatia,
I
but
get
what
it.
happened then. um, it's hard to find. Let's just say it like that. It feels like the Lord is closing all the doors and opportunities of ministry time, of community, of, I would even say, honor. Is just every single door that we try that were once opened, now they are closed. And that is a low, but it's also the way of that God is speaking to us and that God is telling something to us. So it it hurt in a moment. It still hurts, but I'm just keeping my eyes on the Lord, and I know that He's saying something through this, and that really really gives me hope, because through that I'm actually recognizing His will and His guidance. So thank God for that.
Yeah. Like you were saying, it's home, but it doesn't feel like home like it used to.
Yeah,
You didn't feel like that homecoming.
true, 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 true. Homecoming, yeah. So, para me, the things that I learned in 2023. Wow, it's the whole year of learning. I feel like I should say something really deep. It kind of seems at the first glance like a no-brainer, but it was actually the fact that I am responsible for my own growth. That means that even when I go to a school like we went to, I have a responsibility then to steward that. I have a responsibility to look at the notes, to go into the Bible and to actually allow that what I've learned and what I've heard and what's only in my mind, to drop it down to my heart, that it actually becomes a part of me.
So good, babes.
And that means, for me, that meant spending much more time in the Bible, being more specific with the Lord, um, and doing, not expecting things from the outside, like preachings, conferences, encounters, things from the outside to change me automatically. They are great encounters, but they are one-time encounters. So how do I steward what I've encountered and what I experienced to then become a part of me?
So good.
That's a big one for me in 2023. Another one I would say is just the power of a renewing of your mind, because that was one of my highs, just breaking out of these boxes. And now something that I do every day are affirmations or declarations, however you want to call it. I have this big list that I did with, I looked at all the prophetic words from the last year, and I found like a common theme in them. And what I did, I wrote down all of the areas that the Lord was speaking into me. I made them into a declaration, and every single day during my prayer time, I read them out loud. I read them out loud so that could become part of me, so that my mind would be renewed.
Yeah.
In that way. Creating, scientifically said, I'm creating new neural pathways into my brain so that I actually start believing what I'm saying and what I'm hearing.
So good.
Thank you, honey.
Come on, babes.
One other thing that was big for me was just my emotions and connection codes. Recognizing the emotions, the importance of emotions, especially getting married, being in marriage. I need to know what's happening inside of my heart so that I can communicate it to you. And yeah, connection codes was a huge, huge learning for me in 2023, and I love it. We use it every day, the core emotion wheel, and it's been super helpful. It's helping me in my social abilities and my relationships and my relationship with the Lord, everything. So just the emotions. And the last thing is what I've learned in 2023 is that there is more.
Come on, babes.
And what I've seen in 2023, my eyes were open, but then I'm still want to contend and press in. Well, there's more.
There's
There's
always more.
even more of what I've seen and what I've heard. There's more, and I want it. There's always more. And if you think that it's okay where you are, it's not okay. You're already falling behind in a way because you're getting too comfortable. There's more. And if you feel that you're on a high now and that you have met the Lord or the part of his nature or something that he showed you, well, there's more. There is more. And I will never stop pressing in and contending for the Lord and searching for the more and being hungry because there is more.
So beautiful, babe. So proud of you.
Thank you.
I love that.